In Paradise Season 1, Episode 6, we see Xavier Collins' journey through pain, loss, and anger as he fights against the corrupt system controlling Paradise. We see how his feelings of betrayal shape his actions, especially when he learns a shocking truth about his wife. What starts as a fight for justice becomes a much more personal battle for his family.
Collins, I think it's time you put your foot down with your wife. Trips to Atlanta are not as risk-free as they used to be.
Xavier Collins is a man defined by loss and betrayal. In this episode, we see how his anger toward President Bradford grows. Bradford had once given Xavier hope by warning him about a disaster heading for Atlanta, where Xavier's wife, Dr. Teri Rogers, was going. He told Xavier not to send her, but Xavier chose not to tell her. He figured she wouldn't listen to him, so he kept quiet. When Atlanta was destroyed, Xavier thought he had lost Teri forever. Bradford had promised he would try to save her, but that promise was broken. Now, Xavier blames him for Teri's death, even though he knows deep down it was his own choice that led to it. Xavier's pain is complicated because, even though he resents Bradford for not keeping his promise, he knows he should have acted sooner. If he had told Teri the truth about the warning, she might have stayed. But instead, Xavier stayed silent, not wanting to upset her or push her away. This decision ended up costing him more than he could have imagined. The betrayal stings even more because Xavier feels like Bradford's promise was empty. He trusted the president, thinking he would protect his wife, but when the worst happened, Bradford didn't come through. This is where Xavier's anger and blame come from. But there's also guilt because he realizes that he could have prevented the disaster by speaking up. This emotional conflict fuels Xavier's anger against Bradford, but also against the system as a whole.
My daughter is not a nut job.
Teri.
5 years from now, you ask those kids whose project made an impact?
Mrs. Collins, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
Presley will be issued a warning.
Explore an issue, that was the point, right? She explored the shit out of that issue. You wanted her to make a point, she made the point.
Although Teri isn't physically in Paradise, her beliefs and actions still guide Xavier throughout the rebellion. In a flashback, we see Teri defending their daughter, Presley, for doing a school experiment about inequality. Teri strongly supports Presley, showing how important it is to stand up against unfairness. This moment has a lasting effect on Xavier. As Xavier picks up a gun and gets ready to fight, we see that Teri's fight against injustice has inspired him. Her belief that sometimes you have to break the system to make things right pushes Xavier to take action.
Samantha Redmond, codenamed Sinatra, is behind this. She's pulling the strings, and the other billionaires are marching in step. But that ends now. We're taking control of the city.
Xavier and his ally, Robinson, have had enough of Samantha Sinatra Redmond's control over Paradise. For years, they've seen how she's lied to the people, hiding the truth about the outside world and keeping secrets from them. They know the people are living under a lie, and now they believe it's time to fight back and expose the truth. They come up with a plan. Xavier and Robinson decide to send cryptic messages in the sky that reveal the government's lies and secrets. The goal is to make the people scared and confused, causing them to question their leaders. This will force the government to retreat to a safe house, where Xavier and Robinson can trap them. Robinson also sneaks into a government storage facility and steals weapons to help their movement. For a while, everything goes as planned, until Dr. Gabriella Tarabi, who used to trust Xavier, finds out about his true intentions and warns Sinatra. Thanks to Tarabi's warning, Sinatra avoids the safe house. But most of her top officials end up trapped inside, leading to chaos in Paradise. A power outage follows, sending the people into panic. They begin to doubt their leadership and wonder if they've been lied to all along.
Your wife is alive out there, Xavier. And if you stop all this nonsense, I can help you find her.
When Xavier finally faces Sinatra Redmond, she drops a bombshell. His wife, Teri, is still alive. This news changes everything. Xavier had believed that Teri was gone forever after the destruction of the world, and his anger toward the government was driven by the loss of her. But now, he learns that Sinatra knew all along that Teri survived. This moment shifts the power in Sinatra's favor. She now holds the key to controlling Xavier. Instead of fighting him directly, she can use Teri against him, making Xavier's feelings for her a powerful weapon in her hands. The rebellion and all Xavier's efforts now seem unclear, as he must decide whether to keep fighting or focus on finding his wife.
I know that sounds ridiculous. I just really don't want to be alone right now. Would you come with me?
I got you.
Okay.
Sinatra understands that telling Xavier that Teri is still alive won't be enough to stop his rebellion. To ensure that Xavier doesn't continue his fight, she sends her most lethal assassin, Jane, after his daughter, Presley. Jane is known for her brutality and cold efficiency. She already killed Billy Pace under Sinatra's orders, showing she'll do whatever it takes to protect the system and eliminate threats. While this is happening, Presley is not just hiding or waiting. She's actively working against Sinatra too. Presley discovers a hidden truth. She manages to unlock a tablet that shows proof that the world outside paradise isn't as destroyed as the government claims. People are still alive and the lies are starting to come out. Presley is about to take action and reveal this truth to everyone when Jane catches her. This will put Xavier in a tough spot. If he keeps going with the rebellion, he risks losing his daughter. Presley's capture will force Xavier to choose between his fight against the system and his love for his daughter. The power Sinatra holds over him has grown stronger because of this threat. The stakes are now personal, and Xavier will have to figure out how to save Presley without losing everything he's been fighting for. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.